Howdy folks, I'm Tense Arctic Tern, tersely taunting tame trees.
I'm Amber.
And here are more tame trees for us to taunt. I don't really know how that works because every tree that I've ever taunted has just stood there and stonewalled me. Let's get started. Alright folks, and our first letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Telling My Sister That Her Baby Isn't a Real Baby? I'm a 26-year-old female and I got engaged to my fiance on January 1st. I was very excited to share this with my family, of course, and everyone congratulated me and my fiance. I sent a picture of my ring to my family group chat, as well as my Instagram, and everyone has been commenting on the fact that it's a very big diamond. My diamond is lab-grown, and it's just under 5 carats. I specifically asked for a lab-grown diamond, as I believe they're more ethical, as you never know if a mined diamond is a blood diamond. My sister, a 31-year-old female, was very excited for me, but as soon as I showed her the ring, her mood changed, and she was telling me that it was too flashy, and that it's not practical, and that it's too trendy and not timeless. My ring is a pearl-shaped solitaire ring with a marquee band, and I love it. My sister then told me that there's no way that my fiance could afford my ring. True, if it was a mined diamond, it would be like 10 times the price, and my fiance is a second-year resident, and that I should test to see if it's a real diamond. I replied that since it's a lab diamond, it was a lot less expensive. She then proceeded to tell me how lab diamonds aren't real diamonds, and since they're made in a lab, it doesn't hold the same sentimental value. My sister's is a small 1-carat mined diamond, and it's beautiful. I have never said anything bad about her ring, and it suits her. I tried to laugh it off, and I told her that I asked for a lab diamond, and that I don't want a mined diamond. When I said that, she started yelling at me that it wasn't even a real diamond in the first place, and that it was grown in the lab and not in the ground. That's when I said, by her logic, my niece wasn't a real baby since she was an IVF baby and grown in the lab too. My sister and her husband had a lot of issues conceiving, as my sister had some complications with endometriosis. Their IVF journey was really tough, and they had multiple rounds and attempts, and one miscarriage, but finally got lucky and had my very healthy niece last year. I know that my sister had a hard time conceiving, and it was kind of the point that I was trying to make. My niece started in the lab, but she has beautiful meaning behind her life too. When I made the comment that my niece wasn't a real baby because she was an IVF baby, my sister started crying over the phone. Her husband then called me and berated me and told me that I was being insensitive and that I couldn't understand the depths of her emotional turmoil and that I shouldn't have started a fight over a ring. He even said that I was being ableist. I have endometriosis as well. My mom said that it's not a big deal, but I should just let my sister cool off. I usually babysit my niece pretty often, but my sister hasn't been answering my calls for a week. My fiance says, although I probably shouldn't have said that, but said that I was justified. I didn't really mean it seriously. I know my niece is a real baby, and I adore her, and I spoil her all the time, so am I the jerk? All right, folks, what do you think?
No, I mean, I think OP didn't frame things very well, but I think what she was trying to say, I don't have an issue with. Her point was that you can have something that is grown in a lab and still have it have sentimental value and be meaningful. I think the sister was being really rude and offensive. It seems like maybe she was upset that OP had a flashier ring than her and had to have some way to tear it down, which is a really unfortunate way to go about things. You should be able to be happy for your family members, even if they have things that you don't. And, you know, I understand that OP's framing might have come across awkwardly, but I wonder if the sister is deliberately misinterpreting it.
I mean, this could be the situation. You know, I wasn't expecting as much, like, I've seen some very mixed feelings about this one, right? Some people really feel that OP was in the right. Some people really feel that OP's in the wrong here. And I think the people who feel that OP was in the wrong, they feel like it was a low blow, and that she could have made some other analogy that would have done fine to suit the purposes. I don't think that OP said this with the intention to hurt. Maybe she was being insensitive, but I honestly feel like she was drawing a comparison rather than going out of her way to hurt her sister. I think this was one of those things where she's like, well, you know, if by your reasoning you're saying that my niece isn't a real baby, which is, you know, which is what the implication of the sister is saying here, right?
Right.
Lab diamonds are identical chemically
Yeah.
to regular real diamonds that are in the ground,
Well,
right?
exactly. That was actually what I was about to say, is that you cannot tell chemically, like there's no difference between a lab diamond and a mine diamond. They
Yeah.
are identical. That's why they're both called diamonds.
Yeah. And I think the sisters, you know, the desire to tear OP down was kind of not really good. I think that
Mm-hmm.
it seems like she was jealous about the size of the ring, and she was jealous that OP was kind of showing her up. And, that's kind of something that she has to work through on her own, right? Whether OP's comment was justified or not, I think that's going to be a personal decision that a lot of people are going to have to make. And I just feel that it didn't, I don't feel like it was said with the intention of being rude, mean, or bullying. It was
Mm-hmm.
meant to draw a comparison. If she had, gone out of her way to like done this on purpose to hurt the sister, I would feel differently about it.
Yeah. It must be a beast of a ring, because I have a moissanite prop ring I use sometimes, and I don't know if it's 3 or 4 carats,
I
but
think that one's 4 carats.
that one's pretty big, and
Yeah.
5 carats is even bigger.
Yeah. It's probably going to be like a really good sized ring.
Yeah.
But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. Alright folks, and our next letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Refusing to Let My Sister-in-Law Have My Kids in Her Family Photo Shoot? Throwaway account because certain family members use Reddit. My sister-in-law, a 31-year-old female, and I, a 26-year-old female, have never gotten along. We rarely spoke to each other from the beginning. I've known her for about 6 years, and after some wedding drama a few years ago, we've completely gone without speaking to each other. I've tried to ask her to hang out before, and have been denied, so I just gave up. My husband and I have 1.5-year-old twins. When I was pregnant, she made comments about how we were too young to have them, and that 30s are the best age for children, yada yada yada. Now that she's in her 30s, she has announced that she doesn't want kids because they're too much work, and she's already focused on her dog. Cool, whatever. At first, she wanted nothing to do with the nephews and rarely came to see them. But recently, she has been a lot more involved with them, which I would be fine with, but I'm starting to feel like she is overstepping boundaries. She won't speak to me, but will always talk to my husband when it comes to the kids. If I'm holding one of my sons, she will either take one that my husband is holding, or will wait until I leave the room and then will take them. It's like she goes out of her way to avoid me. Some additional examples: that she will call my husband and then ask him to take the twins almost every weekend to go somewhere far away. We settled on about once a month, which she was mad about but got over relatively quickly. She also wants them over once a week to have dinner with her and her husband and dog. We allowed this, and she posted on her Instagram story a picture of all of them together, stating family dinner heart. She will refer to them as her sons jokingly, and once, when she dropped them back off at our house, my kids had t-shirts from her that stated, aunts are as important as moms. The last straw was when she asked my husband to take the twins for a family photo shoot with her dog and her husband so that she can post it on her wall and her social media. Initially he refused, and she threw a fit, stating that we were toxic for withholding her family from her. I finally put my foot down and I told her that I don't mind if she wants to see them, but I'm her mother and I feel it's disrespectful that she A, refuses to speak to me and treats me with basic respect, but wants to access my children. B, acts like she's their mom when she isn't. I told her that if she wants kids so bad, that she should have her own, and she flew off the handle, calling me a psycho, and has refused to speak to us since. She had my mother-in-law call my husband and ask to bring the twins to her house so that my sister-in-law can see them, and my husband said no. Am I the jerk? I don't want to be a controlling mom, and I don't want my relationship with my sister-in-law to affect my children. They genuinely enjoy hanging out with her, but I can't help but feel disrespected. All right, folks, what do you think?
Not the jargon. Honestly, you may be underreacting a little bit to this. If someone wants to be in your children's life, they should be able to have a basic, polite relationship with the parents.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't seem like OP is trashing sister-in-law every time she shows up, and sister-in-law can't do the decency of saying hi, exchanging a few pleasantries. She just acts like OP doesn't exist.
Yeah.
That is no way to act, and I'm worried how her behavior is going to rub off on OP's children and what she says to them when OP isn't around.
Well, I mean, that's the most concerning part here, right? Like, especially with the t-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how likely do you think it is that she's trying to essentially take over as the mom of these children.
That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting. Is she, an OP in the comments says that she thinks that basically his sister-in-law doesn't want to give up her career for kids, but really wants kids. So she's kind of like using OP's kids to like fill that void.
Yeah, I think that this is, I don't necessarily know if she's trying to like take over as the mom or not. I feel like she wants to play house
Yeah.
without actually the hard work of playing house, right?
Well, that's kind of what I was saying. That's
Yeah.
OP's feeling, is that she's really career focused and stuff, and doesn't want to give up all the stuff she'd have to be a full-time parent.
Yeah.
But she wants all the kudos of being a parent and the family photos and everything.
Yeah. And that's kind of how I'm feeling about it. I don't feel like the kids are at risk of getting taken away, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of what I was getting at with my original question. I don't feel like she's going to try kidnapping them or, run away with them, because I feel like she is content with this whole pretending to be their mom every once in a while, getting family pictures and all these kinds of things. And that's enough for her to satiate her appetite of being a mother, right? She doesn't have to deal with them when they're sick. She doesn't have to, schedule appointments or take care of them or bring them to the hospital or anything like that. She kind of gets to be like the fun parts of being a parent, right?
Mm-hmm.
The watching the kids grow and develop and, bribing them so that they like you more type of things, right? So like that's not being a disciplinarian, because kids need structure, they need discipline and stuff like that. And I don't get the sense that is going to be that disciplinarian. I think that she's going to be like the fun mom type of thing, role. And I don't know if that concerns me or not, right? I think it depends on how severe this gets, right?
Well, I mean, I think my biggest concern is just that because she has no relationship with OP, and seems to actively disdain OP,
The kids might end up being like cold towards their mother.
Right, and she might tell them things that aren't true or that
Yeah.
are very skewed. It just seems like if you cannot even be civil to someone in their presence, you don't have any business being in their life or their children's lives.
Yeah. So I think that OP should probably just go no contact for a little while with the aunt here, and try to, even potentially talk about going into family therapy and, inviting her along too, just so that they can kind of understand and sort out the situation. I mean, family is important, especially when raising kids, and it would be nice if she got over whatever she has here against OP, But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. And Squirtle69 says, not the jerk. Sounds like your sister-in-law needs some professional help. The fact that your husband is on board with you is great. Just be careful, as this sounds like too many other stories where things go wrong. And OP replies, I agree. I think that she's been coping about her decision to remain childless and is using my kids as a stand-in. I've suspected it for a while, but the family photo shoot thing really revealed it for me. And OK Administration 7456 says, is she profiting off of social media in any way? And OP replies, I don't think so. I follow her on all our social media, but I think that she has me on restricted list on Facebook. I can't see her friends, and I've never seen her post on her timeline unless it's someone that we're both friends with and they like it.
I mean, that's another concerning point too, is like if OP generally can't see her posts, then how does she know what she's posting of her children?
Yeah, maybe her husband should have a Facebook account too.
But I think, both parents should be able to see.
Oh, no, I agree.
Yeah.
I'm not disagreeing with you there. I just think that maybe they should test this theory out and have the husband
Yeah.
friend
I see
them
what you're
and
saying.
see what's going on with it.
Mm-hmm.
And Reasonable Ad 2857 says, am I weird because I still think that it's weird that she takes the kids far away once a month? I would think once a year is more appropriate. And OP replies, I thought that it was weird too, and she takes them to those indoor play centers, and they're like 40 minutes away sometimes. I mean, I guess that depends on your definition of far away. 40 minutes isn't that far away.
Yeah.
Like, it depends on where you live, because like when I lived in a small town, 40 minutes away was the nearest place that you could even go for any kind of entertainment.
Well, I was going to say the same ththing. Like, there are some places that are very rural, and like, if you want to do anything other than just like
watch the cows.
Yeah, then you have to go a good distance.
Yeah. Alright folks, and our next letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Not Offering to Host My Niece's Shower? I am the one in my family that hosts get-togethers, holidays, graduation parties, showers, etc. And I'm an event planner and I own a small event hall, so it just makes sense, plus I genuinely enjoy it. My side of my family is huge, lots of siblings and kids. I have always offered up my event hall and planning for their use, even though it comes as a cost to my business. My niece, now a 25-year-old female, we'll call her Mary, has taken me up on that 3 times in the past for her post-elopement party and 2 baby showers. For each of those, she gave me no directions. She just said, do whatever you want, so I did, trying to keep her in mind. At her first baby shower, she turned up 30 minutes late in raggedy sweats. She stayed long enough to eat and then gathered up all of the presents and then left. No thank yous offered. My brother and sister-in-law, her parents, made excuses saying that the pregnancy was very rough, so we made allowances for that. At her post-elopement dinner, she again showed up late, stayed on her phone the whole time, and then ate and left. Again, no thank yous. When my mother commented on that, my brother said that she was going through some newlywed stress as an excuse. Her second baby shower started the same way. When she asked me to gather up all the presents so that she could leave, I suggested that she stay and open them so that everyone could enjoy seeing what she was given. She scoffed and said, I don't want to stay at these little parties any longer than I have to. So I gathered up all the presents and I decided not to offer my little parties to her in the future. Fast forward to her sister's wedding shower. We have a delightful time, even though Mary has done the usual, eat then leave without offering to help or just be there for her sister. My brother and I are loading up the presents when he mentions that Mary is expecting again, and when can we host the shower? I told him that I won't be offering this time around and why. He was taken aback and said that he was surprised that I was letting that comment get under my skin, but whatever, my choice. The next day, I get an irate call from Mary, and I remind her that she said that she didn't care for my parties, so why does she want it anyways? It turns out that she got rid of all of her baby supplies, and she needs the shower to get the presents. I told her to post a registry online, and that I'm sure people will help her out. She got angry and hung up. Then my brother calls and says that I'm being childish. I told him that if he wants the shower, he can pay for it, and I gave him the standard quote for the event costs. He just sputtered and said he would have someone else host. The family is divided on this one. I still feel like I am not being unreasonable. Am I the jerk? All right, folks, what do you think?
No, not the jerk. I mean, Opie was going out of her way, using her resources to plan these parties, and the person who's supposed to be celebrated couldn't even bother to attend most of the events.
Yeah.
You know, it's very clear this was just a cash grab. She just wanted the gifts and to run. She even explicitly said essentially that much.
Yeah.
So she can just put a registry online and that should be good enough for her.
Well, exactly. Plus, who's going to attend a third party, or a third baby shower, where she's already left the other 2 without opening any presents, without thanking anyone or anything like that? I mean, certainly I wouldn't, right?
Right. Well, it might be the brother guilt trips everyone into going or something like that.
Yeah, and also, who has a third baby shower, right? Like, generally, baby showers are, like, for the first baby, and then you reuse baby stuff from the other ones. I mean, sometimes there will be, like, additional, like, mini baby showers where people give you diapers and stuff like that, but beyond that, I mean, it's usually pretty uncommon, from what I understand, to have multiple baby showers unless you're, like, a decade out from your first one.
Yeah, I mean, people generally look down upon doing a lot of baby showers close together because the assumption is you will have things you can hand down.
Yeah. So I feel like what you said about it being a cash grab is spot on, because it feels like a cash grab here. It feels like she's just using this to get more money and more, supplies. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. Alright folks, it is tea time. Grab your beverages of choice. I've got some tea right here, and Amber, she has a joke.
What did the cat say when their kitten wouldn't respond when called?
I think they said, get meow over here right now.
Answer me right meow.
Oh, I mean, that makes sense. I probably should have said that.
And today is Answer Your Cat's Questions Day.
So if you have any cats and they have questions, make sure to go find them the answers to those questions. And I have the special guest tea, matcha. Alright folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Happy wonderful Wednesday, folks. I hope your Wednesday is off to a great start. Amber, we need some kind of moral advice and our guidance, and please have it a haiku for Haiku Wednesday.
If you want some gifts, show some enthusiasm. Don't just eat and run.
I think that is a great moral. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye!
And Scrotch Towel Sack says, not, oh, Scrotal Sack. Why? Why would you name yourself Scroll Sack 69?